Hello and welcome to REGO-FIX Tech Chat. My name is David McHenry. I am the Engineering and Technical Manager here at REGO-FIX USA. Today I want to talk about catalogs. Well, not about the whole catalog, but about the features and benefits pages that you see in the catalog. A lot of us look at those and we take for granted what's written there. We don't know exactly what it means. So what I want to do is spend a little bit of time, and I'm going to use the REGO-FIX catalog as an example, and I want to go through the features and benefits that are called out for a Cat 480 tool holder. I want to explain exactly what those are and what they mean, so that when you look at that information in our catalog or a competitor's catalog, you know what the abbreviations stand for, what the balance quality actually means, and you can be better informed to make your decisions going forward. Here's the REGO-FIX catalog, and I've opened it up to page 88. Now, if you don't have one of these, feel free to go to regofix.com, download a PDF copy and follow along, or put a request out on the website and ask for your own copy. So on page 88 and a variety of other pages in the catalog, we have what are called features and benefits. Now, this goes through and explains the technical details of the tool holder or the callout or the nut that's being described. In this case, and for this video, we are just going to talk about the tool holder. We are going to explain what these mean and how it all relates to that tool holder and may benefit you in your assemblies. So let's start off with the very top item that's called out in the catalog, and it is a runout of 3 microns. Now, we've talked about runout with ER Callouts, but what exactly does that mean when we're talking about a tool holder? Everybody's catalog has it, but not many people really explain it. So what that's referring to is the runout or the concentricity from the back of the taper, the steep taper, HSK, Capto, whatever the back end might be, to the collet cavity or the bore size on the front. So if I take this and I put it into our TIR measuring device, I should be 3 microns or less when I rotate that and measure the ID of that collet cavity or ID bore. That's all that is referring to. It's not referring to an assembly. It's not referring to the thread quality. It's just the TIR of the tool holder body itself, taper to cavity. That's the first thing that's called out on there. Well, the next part that's called out is actually the taper quality. And if you read many industry catalogs, you are going to see most people call out an AT3 taper or an angle tolerance grade 3. That is how much tolerance I have on the shape of this tool holder. Now, when we talk about a AT3 taper, we're roughly talking about 3 microns from the gauge point down to the bottom of the taper. It's not very much. So that taper cannot vary very much over that entire length. It has to be held to a very tight tolerance. To give you an idea, that's a regular taper would be AT3. Well, I happen to have in my hand a Big Plus holder or a REGO Plus holder, if you wish to call it that. And this actually has an AT1 taper. So it's closer to the 1 micron tolerance over that entire length. Very, very tight. So why is that important? Well, the straighter this is and the more accurate this is to size, the more taper contact I will have inside of my machine. It's going to be more rigid, it's not going to chatter, and I will get much better surface finish and productivity out of that tool holder because it fits my spindle better. So looking at that AT quality or that angle tolerance is very important for you in your manufacturing processes. The next is the surface finish. So if you look at the surface finish of the tool holder, you can see that it does have a ground surface finish throughout, and the finer that is, the more accurate it is. It's just the nature of the beast. The better surface finish it is, normally the better accuracy you have over the whole thing. The REGO-FIX product has a 0.25 RA. Very, very smooth, very, very accurate. And that just makes for a lot longer life out of the whole process. one of the most understood items is what we actually call out next, and that's the balance quality. So what a lot of people don't understand is in the catalog, when you call out a balance quality, it's not a balance quality for an assembly. So this assembly is not going to have the same balance quality call out that the base tool holder does. What do I mean by base tool holder? I mean a tool holder without the backup screw, without the nut, without a collet, or any tool assembled in it. It is just the base body of the tool holder system. That is what is called out in all balancing specifications. As soon as I assemble the unit, well, I don't really know what that balance quality is, but it's going to be somewhere close, but not quite the same. And that's where having somebody balance it for you, adding balancing rings, or buying your own balancing machine would come in. In most cases, for general applications, a base tool holder assembly is not going to have any ill effects on your balance quality. It's just going to be the high-speed applications where you need to think about what you want to do going forward with balance. But that balance call out in the catalog is just the tool holder body. It's nothing else. And that is a very misunderstood item from all the phone calls we receive here, people asking about assembled balance qualities. The next thing we're going to talk about is the high-Q nut system. We've talked about high-Q nuts before in other tech chats, so I won't go into a lot of this. The big thing on the high-Q nut is that it is an impregnated process. It reduces the friction on the threads on the inside and also against the mating surface of the collet. That gives you a higher clamping force. All standard ER products come with the regular high-Q nut included with those. And getting down to the very end of the system, we talk about vibration dampening. Now, any collet system that is segmented is going to have a very high vibration dampening. And you won't see this called out in most catalogs. Usually it is just the TIR, the balance spec, and the AT3. But what is vibration dampening? Well, it's the ability of the tool holder to absorb cutting vibrations from your process. So like I mentioned, when you have a regular segmented collet, you have good vibration dampening because it's basically a spring mechanism holding onto your cutting tool. Now, I know that's been really quick going through the catalog and talking about those features and benefits. If you have any questions on those at all, please feel free to contact the REGO-FIX technical group. We're here to answer any questions that you might have. Feel free to request a catalog or download it from the website. And again, my name is David McHenry. Thank you for joining us.